A beautiful route by Jones. Let's watch it.
Nice pass. Right? It's the corner route they've been throwing all night, Dave. He put a little zip on, and he had the 1 foot in. That's all you need in college football is 1 foot in. A big play from a big-time quarterback, and he's done a good job tonight. He's thrown the interception, but other than that, Dave, he's really had a very good game.
Well, the state line has given Tate all kinds of time, too. I mean, that play develops because Tate's holding the ball 7 or 8 seconds. Another long count. McGee gets 6. Stop made by Jesse Allen, best tackler on the team. And a look at the defensive side for Mississippi State.
Dave, I think Mississippi State got that big lead, and they kind of took this game for granted. Really thought they had a runaway ball game, but the Tigers have really come back and given good effort and showing great confidence.
Second down, 3.5. Greer, no way.
Good penetration by the Tigers defensive line.
They just absolutely held them up. Rod Mason was the first one to make the contact. Jesse Allen and Hogan's followed suit. That's a loss of a yard. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Big play for the Tigers right here, Dave. If they can stop them right here, get them in a punt situation, it'll be a very good chance for the Tigers.
Look at the difference now in total plays in this game. Who'd have believed that at halftime? 6 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the game. Tate trying to squeeze a lot of clock every possession. Quick fires, has his man. And he got enough for the first down. Right at the stick, and wouldn't you know it, it's Eric Mold. That's why he's all SEC. He knows where the sticks are.
He's a playmaker, Dave, and in a situation like that, 3rd and 5, you need a first down. Who else would you look to but number 1? Here's a guy, he goes down, little turn in, make sure he catches the ball, craters it, and he knows he has a first down. Good job by number 1, Eric Mold.
This drive taking some time, and that's the biggest enemy of the University of Memphis at the moment. That's the first catch this half by Eric Mold. That's hard to believe, too. The pitch to McGee. Good block. And he's got the first down. Somebody laid one on Hogan's. And I mean, it was a decleater. Jesse Allen finally made the stop. A decleater is when you knock the guy off his feet, and that's exactly what happened there. And then McGee took advantage. Let's watch it.
Looks like it's going to be Nikita Greer. He's going to come through and see who can find. Good block right there. An excellent block by Mose. Anytime you can get your wide receiver to keep your defensive back occupied, your running back is going to have a very good hold. And Mose, he's shown he can catch the ball, he can run with the ball, and on that particular play, he showed us he can block also.
Nikita Greer, you're right, made the decleater. Brian Wright had a very good block as well, the tackle on the right side. 1st down and 10 at midfield for Mississippi State. Now you're down to 5:42. Not that time.
Good
Keeper
pressure.
McGee could not get away from Brian Barnett. He was in there. He knew the count.
Good pressure right out the middle, Dave. And big 77, Brian Barley, he was right in the backfield. Good swim move, got in the backfield. And the Tigers are very good. See right there, he's going to come right through. He can't reach him, and he's right there in the backfield. Good job by 77. And good wrap up, too.
That's a loss of 4 yards. 2nd down and 14. 3 wideouts on this formation. There's Barnett. He's ready to go. Little delay. McGee got outside. Big play there. He picks up 10 yards on that play. It'll be 3rd down coming and about 4. Spotted at the Memphis 46-yard line. Chris Smith finally caught up with him.
Dave, I think fatigue has really started to play a part in this ball game. You're seeing some guys putting their hands on their hips. So this game in the last 4 minutes and 51 seconds could come down to who's going to be in the best condition. Right here, look counter move. The big tackle is going to come around. He's going to scrape right there. Good block. Going to bounce outside. Now watch him keep his feet. Good square up move by the cornerback, but he's down the field for a good 7-yard gain.
I thought Tony Williams had a shot at getting him, but he couldn't catch him. And then Brent Smith made a very nice block. He pulled and made a beautiful play for Mississippi State.
And at the end of the game, anytime your big offensive lineman can get out front and get you a block like that, you want to ride his back, and that's what number 21 did. He stayed right on his back. Then he saw a hole, and he cut right to it and got his shoulder turned upfield, so he got very good yardage.
The Tigers have burned their final timeout. They figure that they need a stop here. It'll be 3rd down and 4, and with 4:51 left to go, they really cannot afford any more Mississippi State first downs. The clock will just be eaten up. So this is the play that Rip Shearer said, I've got to have it from you, and we got to talk about it, and that's exactly what he did. You take a look now at total yardage, and remember, Memphis has dominated this half, and they've made a ball game of it, because in the first half, the Tigers had struggled mightily.
Good job coming out, Dave. Like I said, the Tigers, they did not lose points, and they could have dropped their head and said, well, we're down 21-0, but they came back fighting, and here's a big play for them.
Maybe the game. 3rd down and 4. Waltz dropped the ball. He was rushed that time, was Derek Tate, because finally there was some pressure. Cobb with some good defense on Moulds. The pass a little short, and the Tigers are going to get the ball back.
The Tigers came with a blitz right out the middle, and as you said, Dave, great pressure. Moulds had a chance to get it, but the pass was a little bit low. Now the Tigers have Mississippi State in a punting situation, and if you can't block it, but in this particular situation, I think they'll try to set up a return for Ross Kelly, see what he can do. He makes a big play, so we're going to see what he can do with this punt return.
Russ standing back at his own 41-yard line. Not a way of beauty. Ross Kelly calls the fair catch at the 17, and that's where the Tigers will take over with 4:42 left in the game, and they're down by 10, 28-18. One thing I like is that this Memphis team doesn't give up. Last year in the 4th quarter, the whole year they gave up only 21 points. They have shut out Mississippi State thus far in the 4th quarter as well.
And I think, granted that Mississippi State had the big first half day, but you have to give your hats off to this defense to come out and just give up 7 points, and then your offense been able to get 18 points. And right here, you want the Tigers to be able to move with no timeouts. Let's see how they handle this pressure.
Oden's going to the air. And he lets it loose for the tight end, Paschke, who really got downfield in a hurry all the way to the 45. But he was in the middle of a double team between Walt Harris and I believe Jimmy Lipscomb.
Dave, in this particular situation, you're probably going to look for the Tigers to throw some sideline routes, maybe some corner patterns to save some time off the clock since they don't have any timeout. So let's see if they want to go to the wide outs. And Ross Kelly, you really want to get him involved in this particular situation.
2nd and 10. Oden got away from everybody and then fired a bullet to Polly. Couldn't hold on. He tried to, but that ball thrown by Oden was too hot to handle.
Yeah, you want to take a little bit off there. He was scooting up in the pocket, and he can handle. Oden had a little bit too much on that particular play.
Nice story. You look at the uniforms of the University of Memphis. You don't see the stripes that you had last year. You do see the emblem on the helmet, and they weren't supposed to have names. It says in the media release they weren't going to use names on the back, and then Rip said because you've come together so much as a family and as a team that we will give you the names, and he surprised his players today with that. Now they're trying to surprise Mississippi State with a comeback. Oden gets away from one, fires up the middle, didn't have a chance. He threw in a double coverage, looking for Quitman Spalding, but Walt Harris was all over the place, and he was also getting help from Paul Lacoste. It'll be 4th down and 10 now, and Memphis will have to kick the ball away. Coughlin's coming on to do it.
And great pressure by the Mississippi State defensive line. They knew that they had to stop the Tigers. They got themselves in a situation where they let the Tigers get back into the game. Now the Tigers are in a punting situation.
Coughlin gets it away, and it's a beauty. Look at the hop from the University of Memphis. Bernard Ewell let it drop, and it comes down all the way to the 23-yard line of State. That's a big punt.
Nice punt by the Tigers. And you're going to call on your defense to do another job for you, Dave. You want to hold them right here.
Best punt of the night for Coughlin, that's for sure. So here comes State. And they're going to run the football. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, guaranteed. They will not put the ball up in this particular situation.
That punt goes 61 yards. Greer and McGee, the backfield in the eye behind Derek Tate. They let the redshirt freshman have one series. Look at McGee get outside. McGee's got the first down and stayed inbounds. Of course, they'll stop the clock to move the chains, but then the clock will run again, and there's an injured University of Memphis player down at the 23-yard line. It's Tim Hart, the big guy from Central.
And you don't want to lose him, Dave. The Tigers have lost, well, not lost 2 quarterbacks, but you have 2 injured quarterbacks, and now you got a defensive guy down and look like he's holding his ankle. But on that particular play, Mississippi State came out with a little toss sweep to the left, and 21 made a good cut up the field, and he got a first down. And with 4:03 left in the game, the night is not getting any younger for the Tigers, so they need to make a defensive stop. And look like Hart, look like he's really
in pain. Yeah, it's the left leg. I think it's by the ankle. I think you're right about that.
The key thing to look for, you don't want to speculate, but you hope he can put some pressure on that ankle.
Kadri Anderson out in the first quarter with a shoulder separation. Joe Boric out in the third quarter with a bruised hand.
So he's able to put some pressure on. So I think the big guy be all right. But you don't want to lose that big guy. He's an excellent player for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's bothering him, though. He can't put weight on a regular basis on it.
Yeah.
Mississippi State has just gone over the 400-yard mark for total offense. They're at 408. About 100 yards more than the University of Memphis, and they'll work on Tim Hart. First down and 10, Bulldogs. 3:48 and ticking down. 5 on the play clock as Tate's going to squeeze every bit of it he can. Here's McGee. Tries to cut it back. He'll lose 2 yards. Dan Bonner really knocked him, and so did Brian Barnett. Jerome Woods also got a helmet on him.
The Tigers are able to make a stop, Dave, but still the clock is still running, and that's the thing Mississippi State want. They want the clock to continue. I see a toss sweep to the right, great pressure coming up by the Tigers, and he's going to stop him right there.
Oh,
look like the Tigers got away with a face mask.
They sure
right
did.
there.
A break for Memphis. There's Kiefer McGee. He wasn't too happy about that. Second and long. McGee again. Look at those legs. Keep pumping. He's to the 43-yard line. And three shy of the first down.
Any good thing you tell your running backs late in the game, Dave, to keep those legs moving. And he got in the power, but the legs were still moving. He made a good job, and now we're under 3 minutes, and look like Mississippi State has got the Tigers where they want them.
Richard Hogan's on the stop. That's an 11-yard pickup. So here you go, third down and about 3. McGee, look at that second effort to get the first down, and that's the game right there.
Played a heck of a game.
They did.
I mean, Mississippi State, they came out, their passing game, but anytime they needed a big run from McGee, he's delivered in that particular play. He got a first down, so now Mississippi State, all they're doing is just turning the clock.
And Mississippi State will call a timeout. Richard Hogan's had made the stop there. 2:11 left to go in the game. 28-18 State, but if you're looking for things on the bright side, if you're a Memphis fan, you were down 28-0 in this game and you battled back. You've gone through adversity. You lost your first-string quarterback, your second-string quarterback, and your third-string quarterback has begun to shine. Quitman Spalding looks like he's going to be a factor, and the defense started to come to life in the second half the way they normally do. And you got to give Mississippi State some credit. Their line, which fell asleep for a while there, has done a good job of grinding out the clock here in the last 5.5 minutes. And Kiefer McGee has now carried the football 19 times for 97 yards. He's been terrific in ball possession and running out this game. And
which is a great compliment to the passing game that Mississippi State came out with. If they can establish a running game with the passing offense with Moles, I think Mississippi State will be tough in the SEC. But the Tigers, you have to give them credit. They came down. First 2 possessions, Mississippi State moving the ball like they did, scored 2 times. You could have easily given up, but the Tigers have fought back. So that's something to build on in itself.
Michigan, last we heard, was a comfortable leader over Illinois. And there's a good defensive play by the defensive line. Under 2 minutes to go. You know, Northwestern beats Notre Dame. If you're the University of Memphis and you're Rip Shearer, you're saying to yourself as you travel to Ann Arbor that anything's possible.
Exactly. And the Tigers shouldn't hang their heads. True, they came out and got 2 touchdowns scored them, but they really fought back.
This time it's Fran DeAnjou. DeAnjou might have gotten to the line of scrimmage. It'll set up a 3rd down, but 1:22 to go, and you know that Memphis cannot call timeout. They're out of it. Chris Smith made the stop.
But the Tigers have done a lot of things tonight, Dave, that they can go back tomorrow, take a look at the film and say, hey, we got down early, we didn't lose our composure, but we still were in the game. So I think they got a lot to build on, not to hang their head. True enough, you want to come out and win your first game, but hey, they fought hard, they never gave up.
There's DeAnjou again. Fran to the Memphis 46. Span on the stop. It'll set up 4th down with 35 seconds left to go. There'll be about a 10-second differential.
And Mississippi State has gone to the red shirt freshmen. They got the #1 guys out because they don't want anybody to get injured. But you have to get your hands off to Tate. He came in. He did a great job. He did what he needed to do to win. He did that last year.
Could have been a much closer game. Memphis missed 2 field goals. On the 4th down, down they go. So with 11 seconds left, Oden will come in and see if he can't fire to the end zone a couple of times. 2 missed field goals, a 48-yarder that was blocked, a 40 that was and a 40 that was wide. And that big play, their only score in the second half, Mississippi State's, on a big play, if that doesn't happen, that was on a 3rd and somewhat long, this is a different game.
Yeah, and you really had to get your heads off to Jackie Sherrill. They came in with an offense, and they had the big back last year, and they knew they were going to have to throw more, and you got 2 good wide receivers. But Tate, he did what he needed to do.
And they were just unstoppable in the first half. You got to give him credit. He would not be denied. 3 wides on the right, 1 on the left, and Oden steps up and fires long. He's looking for Chancey Curry, out throws everybody. Mack dropped the ball at the 1-yard line. Well, you see that he threw that ball from the 43-yard line of Memphis, and he threw it to the 2-yard line of the Bulldogs.
And Dave, this young man, he was all football in Spring Hill, and he's a very good athlete, and I think the Tigers really have something to build on. True enough, Parcher Anderson, he went down, but here's a guy, he came in, he gives you confidence.
What do you do next week? If Borich and Anderson are available, are you going to start in front of 106,000 in Michigan? This freshman, Oden?
No,
sophomore, I should say.
If Anderson is healthy, you stay with him. But you know, in a 3rd-string quarterback, you got this young man. He's got poise, he's got confidence. He makes the good play. He has a very nice arm, and he can also run.
That one he threw up for grabs, and it is picked off. He didn't wait for his receivers to get down. He threw that, and that's the 2nd interception of the game for Walt Harris. So he's off and running to having a great year. 2 pickoffs in the game, and there's Rip Shearer. The Rip Shearer era starts on a little bit of a down note, 28-18. Jackie Sherrill wins another opener. Finally, the home team wins in this series, and Mississippi State takes a 23-11 advantage in the historical series. We take a timeout. We'll come back with a wrap-up. Mississippi State knocks off Memphis 28-18.
I want to know what you think. I believe we made our great tasting brown hot dog even better. It's beefier now, juicier, spiced just the way you like it. In fact, I don't think you'll find a better tasting hot dog